All right, so I think I've finally got this all figured out. At least the mock-up seems to be working. I ended up from the previous video, the CUI encoders just did not work. They're just too noisy. This is something we got off eBay. It's pretty high line count encoder, but it's like 20,000 counts per rev, which is way more than it's needed here, but it was cheap and it was pretty easy to hook up. So I have the Stmbl drive over here, and what I have is for testing is I have the 7i92 hooked into 7i76. And the only reason I have this is the 7i76 has a smart serial port, which is what I'm using to control the drive. So this top plug here is smart serial communication, and then this is the encoder feedback from the servo. And, well, spindle drive, it's kind of a servo. And I'm driving it with, this is actually a power supply out of a AMC drive. The drive was bad, but the power supply was good, so it's actually got like a dump circuit in it and everything. So it's taking 120 volts, rectifying it. Comes out to about 160, which is going into the Stmbl amplifier. And so what the issue I was having, what solved it, I couldn't get it to run in velocity mode because I wanted to run the spindle in velocity mode. And I was fighting with it, finally got the Stmbl drive into some weird state where it wasn't working anymore. And they say they're not brickable. I think they're right. I was able to reinstall the firmware, the latest firmware, and that fixed my problem. So I think the issue I was having is that when I got these drives maybe half a year ago, the firmware in them was maybe a little buggy or had some issues. I don't know. But now it seems to be working really well. So I have linuxcnc up here, and I've got two big dials so you can kind of see what's going on. And I am going to see if the spindle will turn on here. So there's 1,000 RPM. You can see the spindle running here. I can run it up to 5,000 RPM. And you can see the 1 meter is RPM, and then I have current. This is actually coming right from the drive. So if I go up to 10,000, and do I want to reverse it? I can reverse it. So very happy with how this is working. So reverse it again. So in the drive I have the ramping set up, so the drive is what's controlling how fast it reverses. It might be a little fast, acceleration, deceleration, but this is me just goofing around with it. So far so